of beloved actor John Ritter, speaking out for the very first time since his death.
I love him. I still love him.
A Primetime exclusive, Diane Sawyer with Amy Yasback Ritter.
That's why people are so pissed off that he's gone. He was a great force for good.
From the very first time she and John met, working on Problem Child.
He told me I looked too young for the part. That clinched the deal.
To the very last day.
So we're gonna go across the street to the hospital. And it was the longest drive of my life.
Sharing their lives, their love, and the heartbreaking innocence of their daughter. The dirty little secret hospitals don't want you to know. His family says it's part of what killed TV legend Dick Schaap.
He was in respiratory failure, and it just didn't seem possible.
From a routine operation at one of New York's finest hospitals to 3 months of agony.
Dick Schaap's death was a medical disaster. Preventable on many levels.
The country's 4th leading cause of death, and you've probably never heard of it. Brian Ross with the tragedy Dick Schaap's family claims didn't have to happen. But if it happened to the rich and famous, can it happen to you? You've seen the commercial. Now meet the guy who's dancing his way to the top in nothing but a smile and his briefs.
I just look at it like, I'm having the time of my life.
From a Detroit housing project to the Ivy League to the boxer boogie, this guy's got America all shook up.
So I was like, okay, well, let me just take off my clothes and do underwear dance.
Cynthia McFadden, step by step with that guy. From ABC News, this is Primetime Thursday with Diane Sawyer and Charles Gibson.
Good evening. It's good to have you with us, and we welcome you to an all-new edition of Primetime Thursday.
And tonight, we begin with a love story, which is also a story of laughter and loss. It's been just 6 weeks now since the death of beloved actor John Ritter, and it turns out for those who must go on, there are no simple rules. Nothing black and white. Just as Amy Yasback says, different colors of grief. Amy Yasback is John Ritter's wife, and tonight she tells her story for the first time.
I love him. I still love him. You know what it is? It seems like a big mistake. My daughter said, when I was talking to her, I said, this is a kind of a surprise when we were talking about it, but it's a bad surprise. And she said, surprises aren't supposed to be bad. This is a mistake. And I thought, yeah, that's true.
Tell me about the first time you met him.
The first time I met John was at a read-through of the script of Problem Child at the director's house, Dennis Dugan's house. And he was so sweet and so nice, I thought he was doing a bit. I thought he was like doing like a little, I'm a sweet, nice character guy. And he forced me to eat a bagel and cream cheese because he thought I was too thin. So that was nice. That was very fatherly.
So was it love at first sight?
Falling in love at first bagel? Nah. I don't know. I'm too smart for falling in love at first sight. I don't think so.
The smart, funny redhead from Ohio, Amy Yasback, who came to the big city after losing both her parents, her father to a sudden heart attack, her mother to emphysema. John Ritter was already a big star when they met, and the two of them ignited. Together on the sitcom Wings.
I'm glad you're here.
Really? No!
Together on the Bill Cosby Show.
We breathe.
Everyone said the two of you
It was like watching lightning.
Amy and John.
Wow. Really? Oh, that's so sweet. In a good way, Lightning?
In a good way.
Okay.
It was as if they were already married by their own alchemy. They didn't bother to make marriage official until Yazbek, 8.5 months pregnant and 60 pounds heavier, was swimming in the pool, and Ritter had a surprise.
It was August, and I was just floating there, and he was walking across to me, and he went, ah! And he swore like he had cut his foot on something, so I'm thinking there's sharks in the pool because I'm paranoid. And he lifted and he goes, "What is this?" And he handed me my wedding ring, my engagement ring, this ring.
A very modern marriage with the old songs they loved.
For the first dance?
At our wedding? Yeah. You belong to me.
You belong to me.
And the honeymoon? She said it was in the car on the way back to the airport when they finally got a moment's peace because Stella, 1-year-old, had fallen asleep.
How was he different at home? What didn't we know about John Ritter?
That's the freakishly amazing thing. You did know John Ritter. He was that guy. He was that guy.
Moody?
Not moody.
Tormented by career sometimes?
Not tormented by career. In between jobs, when people would say to him, "Hey, what'd you do since," years before I said, "Well, Rose, what'd you do since Three's Company? What happened to you?" He'd say, "Oh, I'm in real estate now." Completely serious, or "I sell shoes," and give them great details about that.
And in a town famous for drugs and wild parties, they liked staying at home and playing running charades.
He read so much. He was so well informed, and he loved TV, loved movies. You know, sometimes he'd say, "Well, I might go get a bite." And